Hey, VBC volunteers. My name is Mr. Nick, and I want to start this video training by first saying thank you. Thank you for being a part of Vacation Bible Camp this summer. Thank you for taking the time to invest in kids to help them have a great experience at Vacation Bible Camp. I also want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this training. I know you got a bunch of other things to do, but we just feel like it's important that you come in prepared so that we can make the experience of VBC the best it can be. Currently, right now, we have over 800 kids registered for Vacation Bible Camp, which is awesome. And we have over 280 volunteers, which I'm especially grateful. These volunteers are helping make camp happen in a variety of different ways. So I just want to say thank you to all of you. Your part in Vacation Bible Camp is going to be vital, and we're going to have a great week. So this training is just going to run through kind of the general overview of Vacation Bible Camp, and then there are a few breakouts. So as you watch the video, please check the breakouts in the description. There's going to be breakouts for youth leaders. There's going to be breakouts for early childhood leaders. There's going to be a breakout. This is your first time volunteering. So we just want to make sure you not only watch my segment, but also watch the breakout that most makes sense to you. And if you want bonus points, you can watch all the breakouts as well. And then once you finish this training, there as part of the email, you'll also have a link where you can click on and view some of the handouts, the curriculum, the station information as well. And there will also be the handouts that I'm going to be referencing here during the training. So, and of course, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email as we get rolling as VBC is coming. So I just want to start this training by kind of giving you an overview of what we're going to be talking with the kids about when it comes to our faith component. So obviously the theme is Wild Kingdom, trust leads the way. And each day there is going to be an animal of the day, an animal focus of the day. There's also, of course, a Bible story. And of course, there is a character trait or quality we want them to learn about as well. So you will have this attached in one of our emails as an attachment. You can take a peek at that. That is our overview. And I just want to quickly go through that. So Monday, we are talking about joy. Joy is choosing to celebrate no matter what because I trust in Jesus. And our bird is the kookaburra. We're going to be talking about that a little bit, and that's going to intro us into thinking about joy. And our Bible story is the Christmas story. Actually, it is the angels telling the good news of Jesus being born to the shepherds. And then we want the kids to know that when they choose to trust in Jesus, they find joy. Tuesday, we go to peace, and we talk about the sea turtle. And we're going to think about the story of Jesus in the boat. All right? If you remember that story, the disciples and Jesus are in the boat on the Sea of Galilee. Jesus falls asleep. There's a big storm. All of a sudden, the disciples are freaking out. They go and wake up Jesus. They wake him up, and Jesus says, "Peace, be still," and the storm stops. And so we're going to talk about with the kids that when they choose to trust Jesus, they can find peace. Wednesday is the animal of the day is the gorilla, and we're talking about confidence. And we're going to look at the story of the lost sheep and the lost coin. We're going to look at a kind of a little bit different angle that when we think about this story, it gives us confidence because just like the sheep and the coin were valuable to the shepherd and the woman in this story, we also are that valuable to Jesus. And so when they think about that and realize how valuable they are to God, they have confidence when they trust Jesus. And then finally, our final animal is the penguin, and we're going to be talking about courage. And we're going to look at the story of the blind beggar who showed a tremendous amount of courage when calling out to Jesus and asking to be healed. When I choose to trust Jesus, I find courage. So you've seen that theme every day, that when they choose to trust Jesus, they're going to find joy, peace, confidence, and courage. Take a look at one of our Bible stories right now.
Today's story begins by a lake as Jesus and his disciples are setting out in a boat. Imagine this. Jesus has been teaching all day. He is exhausted and needing a break. The disciples decide to row the boat across the lake while Jesus rests and sleeps.
Let's cross over to the other side of the lake.
So they set sail.
Wow, I am so tired after teaching all day. I'm going to take a little nap while we cross the lake.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the winds pick up and the storm clouds roll in. It is not looking good for the boat out in the middle of the lake. The disciples are getting scared and worried. Gale force winds swept down on the lake. The boat was filling up with water and they were in danger.
Jesus, we're going to drown.
Now Jesus was sleeping soundly when the disciples woke him, scared and worried. Jesus simply spoke.
Be still, waves. Calm down, violent winds. Why are you so scared? Do you think this storm will take us down? Are you so scared you have no peace and are not calm? It's just a storm.
What just happened? Jesus just spoke and the storm obeyed. The waves calmed down and the violent winds stopped. Who is this? He commands even the winds and the water, and they obey him.
Jesus brought peace to all. The storm was raging, and Jesus spoke calm and peace over it all. Sometimes our insides feel like a storm, and we need some peace from Jesus to calm our inner storms. Jesus is always there to walk with you, sit with you, be near you, and help you feel peace. Peace is choosing to be calm when I'm worried, because I trust in Jesus.
Talk about our mission project. That's a really important part of VBC. This year, we are collecting, once again, crayons and Play-Doh for our partner schools. Our partner schools around the Kansas City area have said how important this is to their collections. That's what we're going to be collecting. We're also collecting money for Uganda to help drill boreholes so that they can have clean water. If you've been a part of VBC for the last few years, you know we've done Malawi. Now we are switching over to Uganda to help them get clean water there. So we'll be sharing more information with that as we go along. So our goal is like $10,000 to $12,000. And of course, we want to collect as much Play-Doh and crayons as we can. All right, another big question we get a lot is just name tags. Everyone's going to be getting a name tag, including leaders, but these name tags are more the ones you just kind of like stick on, and then they'll take them off at the end of the day and put another one on. So you'll be getting those name tags in your classroom, in your small groups. You'll have name tags to wear in your station as well. You'll also be getting, as leaders, you'll be getting a nice black lanyard to wear, and we want you to wear that all the time so that we can identify you as the leader, as someone who knows stuff, or at least can direct people to get the right information that they need. All right, so there's a few basic things about VBC. These are some like obvious things, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. So when is VBC? VBC is July 14th through the 17th. It's a Monday through Thursday from 9 to 11:30. And then on Saturday, July 19th is our zoo day. That will be, we're taking over the Kansas City Zoo. We're all going to go there. So just a couple of things around that. July 13th is a Sunday. The Sunday before is our VBC t-shirt pickup and room setup, right? So beginning about 10:30 in B114, you can pick up your VBC camp shirt, which is what I am modeling right now. I think you'll like it. Pretty nice, huh? Right? So you can get that. It's in from 10:30 to probably about 4:30. We have an amazing group of volunteers who are going to be organizing shirts. We can get those out to you. So just stop by B114 to grab your shirt. If you are not available on Sunday to grab that shirt, don't worry. Our awesome volunteers will also be there Monday morning, bright and early, to get you your shirts so that you can wear it Monday. We want all our leaders wearing our shirts the Monday of camp. The kids will get their shirts on Monday of camp. These awesome volunteers will get them distributed, handed out to everyone that day. July 13th is also setup day, so if you're in a second grade or below classroom, that gives you time to get into your room, get it set up, get it decorated if you like. We'll have stuff out, we'll have information out, we'll have scissors and tape and paper and everything out there so you can decorate those rooms as well. If you work in 3rd through 5th grade, there's not a whole lot of setup to do because you don't have a room. However, I am looking for a few people to help get the Foundry and C50 set up for the 3rd through 5th graders from like around 3:30. So if you're available and interested, just let me know. I'll be reminding you of that via email as well. If you're doing a station, you'll be connecting with your station leader. There might be a little bit of setup that day on Sunday. Otherwise, most of you might just be arriving bright and early Monday morning to get everything set up for your station. All right, just kind of running through. July 15th, which is a Tuesday, is Hat Day. July 16th is Dress Like Your Favorite Animal Day. July 17th is Crazy Sock Day. So those are kind of the fun themes. And then in case anyone asks, I have some really sad news to report. We cannot do the shaving cream party this year. Some of you might be happy about that. So, but we can't do it. We just don't have the space right now due to all the awesome construction happening around the location at Leawood. It's nice that we have the zoo day, right? We can go to the zoo to supplement that for this year. So there's no shaving cream party. As much as we were going to try and do it, it's not going to happen. The final thing I'll just say is to make sure you're checking your email. Obviously, you have checked your email because you're watching this, right? But to keep checking your email because there'll be a bunch of people sending you information, trying to connect you because you are working on teams. And so just making sure that you check your email. And then once you get on your email, if you find that texting, setting up a group chat with your 3 or 4 teammates, that is totally fine. But just to make sure that you're starting with your email so that you can begin to know what is going on. 8 ways, unscientific, these are what I think slightly proven, to make the wild kingdom awesome. So I just want to go over a few things that might help make your experience really, really great. First is safety. And we need VBC to be a very safe place. That is the number one thing we need at VBC. So the first way that you can make VBC safe is to get your safe gatherings training done. All right, you should have gotten emails from Brenda Thornton about that. If you're 16 and below, it's called Congregation U, same thing, just different name. But it's very, very, very important that you get that done. So if you haven't gotten it done, please work on that. If you have done it, it's good for 4 years. So like once you do it now, you'll be done for 4 years, which would be great. All right, so get that safe gatherings training done. Also, we want you to make sure that you're following the 2-leader rule. Never be alone with a kid. There's plenty of leaders around. There's 285 of us, so that shouldn't be a problem. But one of the things where it might pop up is you can't just start checking in kids to a room or letting them into a station if you're by yourself. And there are other ways that it pop up. So make sure always that there's a second leader with you. Don't use the same bathroom as the campers. All right, it's going to be tricky here. But there are a lot of single-use restrooms around, and that's what we need you to use, all right? So there's some in the kids area, there's some in the foundry. Just be looking for those single-use restrooms, but do not use the same bathroom as the campers. Appropriate touch. I know this is tough, especially for the younger ones, but we can't have kids or campers sitting on your lap. We can't have piggyback rides. We're not giving hugs. High fives, fist bumps are great, all right? We can also be silly about it. If the kid's having trouble with boundaries, you can say your lap's broken or your piggyback's broken and have them sit next to you. And then I'm going to let you know that there's some people here in a few minutes that are here to help, and they're here to help set up those boundaries so that they can be the bad guy. I'm happy to be the bad guy to help a kid remember those correct boundaries, and that way that you can continue those connections with the kids. Pay attention to how campers are treating each other. Your eyes and ears need to be open. We want to avoid bullying at all costs. We want to make sure the kids are treating each other well with their words and their actions. If something looks questionable, like if someone's throwing scissors, like you need to stop that, right? If you're running games and something seems like someone could get hurt, please work on stopping that, right? If in doubt, if you're not sure if it's safe or not, you can stop it, all right? And then finally, complete that paperwork. I'm going to say it again, get your safe gatherings done. To arrive early, if you are a room leader or small group leader, we need you here at 8:25 on Monday. Then the rest of the week can be 8:35. If you're a station leader, that means you're doing games, snack, the mission station, you can arrive here at 9. But the earlier you get here, the better. And as the week goes on, you might be able to get here a little bit later. But just to be there, be ready to go is awesome. I've already mentioned this a little bit, but communicate. Everyone's working with a team. Make sure you communicate with your team, whether that's in person, via email, via text. And I know some of you are going to be working with people that you've never worked with before, so just kind of work on trying to over-communicate with each other. So if you're going to be a little bit late one time, make sure someone knows in your team. If you really like to do lead the Bible story, make sure your leaders know that too, and just communicate really well with everyone. Number 4 is share. Here's what I like to say when it comes to volunteering and working with the kids. Don't do everything, but don't do nothing. Find a happy medium there, right? So that you're not taking up everything, but you're not just sitting there and making everyone else do it. Prepare. Please don't wait until Monday morning at 8:55 to look over what we're doing at camp. All right, you'll at least have Monday's plan. You're going to have it because you're watching this video. So take a peek at that. That way you can be ready to go. That way, when you're prepared, you are be able to spend your time focused on the kids versus trying to figure out, hey, what's the Bible story today, or what animal is it today? Establish guidelines. Communicate with your campers what your expectations are of them. And I would say don't make it too overly complicated. Just come up with some simple things like we're going to respect each other. We're not going to run. We're only going to talk when we raise our hand, or we have the magic stuffed penguin, or whatever it comes up, whatever you guys want to come up with as a group, just making sure that there's some real guidelines there. Okay? And then you'll also find a link, this is number 7, to a video that you can watch. It's about TUMS and how to be a leader with TUMS. And TUMS is an acronym that just kind of helps us be a warm and welcoming leader. And then finally, I just ask you to pray. To start praying now for your station, for your group, for your classroom, for whatever you might be doing. That pray for just a great week at camp where kids are safe, where kids are experiencing Jesus, and when they're learning more about what it means to trust Jesus. So now here's what I want to do. I want to finally just run through each of the sets of VBC and just give you a couple of quick tips and info points. And hopefully I hit a spot that you're volunteering in everywhere so that you kind of at least have an idea. All right. If you are doing the game station this year, all right, the games are going to be outside in a tent in the parking lot. And it's more of a carnival style activity this year, just because of the format and what the space that we had. And you'll be meeting at 9, and Crystal Lewis is your games leader, and she'll be helping get everything organized. So I just want to know that games, and it's the tent's going to be kind of across from the sanctuary near the Circle Drive area. If you're doing the craft station, that's going to meet in B206, and they are making a wonderful bird feeder. They are going to be just painting it. No assembly, no gluing, no saws required. So just going to be painting it. So here's a wonderful example done by Gracie. You are doing the serve station. The serve station has 3 different components. First, in B200, we are going to be working with the second graders and below, and they're going to be learning what it means to make what is a borehole, right? We're raising money for a borehole, so they're going to do a hands-on science experiment about boreholes. So I think it'll be really cool. If you're a 3rd or 4th grader, they're going to be packing 1,200 sack lunches for our sack lunch ministry during the week. And then if you're a 5th grader, they're going to be doing a Lego incentive project that goes to our partner schools. So our partner schools have like these stores for incentives, right? The prizes. And so one of them is someone makes a cool sculpture out of Legos and then puts it in this incentive store. The kids get it for doing a great job reading or having perfect attendance or whatever that might be. Snack people, if you're doing snack, you meet in the parlor, and there will be information there and all the snacks there. That's kind of Snack Central, the snack hub. So if you're hungry, you can head over there. But Jenny Brown is also one of our snack leaders, so she'll have all that information, and they'll be working on getting stuff organized and delivered out. And I will say my favorite snack that I'm most looking forward to, and this could be a disaster, but it's Tuesday, and it's a piece of cake, because we're talking about peace. All right, very nice, huh? Pretty good. Okay, first aid. If you're doing first aid, you will meet at Connection Point B, and that's going to be where you're stationed. We'll have all kinds of first aid supplies, but I would say getting there about 8:30, 8:45 each day, and hanging out there throughout camp and even towards the end of camp. We once had an accident that happened about 11:45 at camp, and it was pretty bad. It would have been nice to have first aids there. So first aids, 8:45 to 11:45. All right, if you're a greeter, you're going to meet me at 8 a.m. Monday morning in the narthex just outside the sanctuary. I'm going to give you clipboards. We're going to put you all over the place so that you can greet and let people know where they're going. And then you're probably going to be busy from 8 to 9:30. You'll get a little break, and then you'll be back in your spots, I would say 11:15 to 11:45, where you can help people find their spots. And then the same thing Tuesday, and then it'll kind of die down Wednesday and Thursday. If you're a floater, I love you. I appreciate you because you are willing to go anywhere that we need you. So I have no idea where you're going right yet. But we will know as we get closer. It could be filling in for someone who got sick last minute. It could be a class that's super rowdy and we need reinforcements in there. Who knows what it is, but that's what you do as floaters. If you are a kindergarten through 2nd grade leader, I just want to let you know that not only do you have a room to decorate and work on, but there's also this magical notebook. And this magical notebook will be delivered to your room along with your class roster on Sunday, July 13th. And it has all the information you need to be an amazing leader. Right? It tells you your group name, your rotation schedule, so be looking for that. And this is kind of like one of the most important things you can have. You take it with you everywhere you go. If you're a 3rd through 4th grader, there you will meet in the foundry, and I myself will be there, and we'll help get things organized, but it's small group based. We do a lot of rotation. You don't have a notebook, but you have a folder of information and a schedule there, and we'll kind of work through it together. So we'll probably meet in the foundry probably like 8:20-ish on Monday morning to get all that final details going. If you are a 5th grade leader, we are going to be meeting in Building C, and we're going to do check-in in just outside the Wesley Covenant Chapel. If it's nice, we'll be outside. If it's bad, we'll go inside. But we'll check in there, and then we're going to take the kids down into the depths of Building C of C50. You probably don't know where that is, so maybe on Sunday, July 13th, if you don't know where that is, come in and try and find that spot. But our Resurrection Students Ministry is going to be leading that, and Todd Davidson, Megan Del Grasso, and Michaela Tenney will be there, and they're going to be amazing, giving our 5th graders a chance to hang out with them and get them ready. Because in just a few weeks after VBC, they'll be 6th graders and in the middle school group. If you are an early childhood or preschool group, you're probably wondering where your information is. Don't worry, you have a very special moment on this YouTube video with Emma, our leader. As if you need any help, and I'm going to pull this up and make sure I got it, there are lots of people around to help you. We have team leaders, we have staff. I'm just going to list off those names so that you know, because I can't be everywhere at once, and probably if I was, my help probably isn't as good as these people, right? So you probably want them to help you versus me. If you are working in a pre-K and younger room, Emily Donegan and Emma Skidmore will be around to help you with anything you need. If you're kindergarten, our team leader is Laura Riffle. First grade, Kathy McDonald. Second grade, Iva Lee Colgan. Third and fourth, Elizabeth Holland. Fifth grade, I mentioned Todd Davidson. And if you still need more help, we have the incredible Mr. Mike, and of course myself here to help you with whatever you might need. I could talk on and on about VBC, but I want to stop. I appreciate you listening. We have more breakouts here, so you're going to pick your breakout next. And I just want to say thank you so much for volunteering. And if you need anything, you just drop me an email and I'll help you as best I can. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Hi everyone, if I haven't gotten the chance to meet you yet, I am the new Early Childhood Program Director. My name is Emma Skidmore, and I just started a few weeks ago and to get to jump in just in time for VBC. So if you've signed up to be an early childhood volunteer, you're going to be working with ages 2 through pre-K, so those kids who will be going into kindergarten in the fall. A lot of the things we do in early childhood are very similar to what we're doing, the older kids are doing in VBC, just with a little bit of different formats. So like Nick showed in his video, you guys will have a binder that would have all your information for the week. It'll have your roster, it'll have your schedule, it'll have maps, it'll have all your curriculum. So everything will be laid out there for you. You'll have bins with all your supplies. It's going to be an easy entrance into the room, an easy time to get to know what you need to do. I would love if you looked at it before you came in so you were prepared, because the more prepared we are for those kids, the better the day is and the easier it can flow. You guys will have around 10 to 15 kids in a room, so not too many, and you will have about 4 to 5 leaders per room. So everyone each day will do a Bible story, exploration, and a small group activity with a craft. So they'll get to go home with a craft, and they'll get to go home knowing a new Bible story. Pre-K will leave the classroom and go to worship in the big sanctuary with the older kids, and they will also get the chance to do rotations with kindergarten. So they'll get the chance to do those craft rotations, missions, and so they will rotate. Their schedule is more similar to the upstairs. The 3 and 4-year-olds, they will do worship time in Treehouse Park, kind of like we do on Sundays, and they will also have 15 minutes of outdoor playtime on our playground. I'm excited for you to join us in the Early Childhood Wing and help us at VBC welcome the youngest campers.
Hello, VBC leaders. I am Emily Donegan, and I'm going to run through some fun things for all of you new leaders. If anytime you ever feel like, I don't know what to do, we are always around. So if you see us, just ask us and we're happy to help. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to connect with all of the leaders that are going to be in the classroom with you. You're going to want to make plans to meet up before VBC week, just so then you can come up with a good game plan of what each of you are all going to do. We will end up sending you, Nick will end up sending you an email with the other leaders, their contact information. So once you get that, just reach out to them. If by chance you have not heard from them by the week before VBC, just let us know, and we are more than happy to make sure that you can get in contact with them. Another good thing you want to do is you will get all of the lesson plans ahead of time. You will want to look over those lesson plans to also come up with a game plan to make sure that you are fully prepared for what you will be going over for the entire week. Like Nick said, you will want to show up if you are able to on July 13th from 1 to 4 to do setup. You can pick up, again, these amazing t-shirts, and then you can help decorate the classrooms that you are in. You can also plan with your team. That's a good time to do it also. And then look through your roster of all the kids that are going to be in your room. This is a great time to just pray for each and every one of them. Another thing that you definitely want to do, especially on Monday, is show up early. You will want to be there by 8:25. That way, if you need to check in any kids, you have plenty of time to check in. And then the rest of the week, you can come in at 8:35. If you do not need to check in, just go ahead and go to your classroom. So then you are prepared for the kids that are coming. Most important rule we have is the 2-leader rule. We always need to make sure that in every classroom there are 2 unrelated leaders. If by chance you need to step out to pick up your kids, go to the restroom, any of that, just make sure that there are 2 other leaders in there. And if by chance there isn't, just again, let us know. And we, again, walking around, we can make sure that you can do what you need to do. Another great thing is you don't need to supply anything. We supply everything for you, whether that is to decorate the classrooms, the supplies for the curriculum, so you're good there. We will ask that you do set expectations for the classroom. It is a great way to have those expectations set. Talk with the kids on day 1. And we love to use the kids' 5 expectations, which are listening ears, loving heart, quiet voice, walking feet, and helping hands. Those are great things for kids to all know. Also, jobs. We know that every single kid loves to be the line leader. And not every kid can be line leader, especially since we're only here for 4 days. So what you can do is once all the kids are checked in and everyone is calmed down from the craziness of being at VBC, is coming up with jobs for each of the kids, whether that is line leader, it could be the caboose, it could be the sign holder, it could be the snack passer out helper, like any job that you can think of, just figure it out. Also, we would love for you to make sure to do the organized activities that are provided for you. This helps make everything run smooth. It helps with the entire morning. If you give the kids free time, a lot of times it's hard to reel them back in to start doing those organized activities. If it's okay if you don't complete everything that we give. If kids are enjoying something, continue doing it. If you notice the kids are like completely disengaged in what is going on, you can pivot and you can do something else. We are completely fine with that. And then also know that it's okay if there is a kiddo that just is not wanting to do the activity. They're still listening and they're still learning. Just because they're not with you at that moment, it's okay. But now if they are being disruptive, please let us know as we can step in and kind of help transition them back into the classroom. Let's see, transitions. Those are super difficult for everybody. I would say just give warnings, like 5 minutes maybe in advance. Just let them know that you're going to be either moving to a different activity or you're going to be transitioning out to the classroom. I will say if you transition anywhere, do not forget to take your class roster, and also don't forget to do a head count. That is super important. Do a head count when you line up, when you get there, when you leave, when you get back to the classroom, when you get to your station. Head count, super important. Again, we know that not everything is going to go perfectly planned, and that, again, we want you to know it's completely okay. This week we'll have ups and it will have downs, and it's okay to pivot to what works for your classroom. Again, like I've been saying, if you need anything, we all are happy to help in any way. And I will say, so we have these fun little maps. So they're going to be in the classrooms, in the halls. If you ever don't know where to go, look at the maps. I will say again, on the July 13th, when you're there, look at the maps, get prepared, look to see what your schedule is, check out the map so you know exactly where to go so you don't take the wrong turn. Also, bathroom policies. Please do not go into the bathroom with the kids. If you are in a pre-K or younger classroom and there is a kiddo that needs some assistance, please let myself or Emma know, as we will be the ones to help in that situation. Also, the number one thing, don't forget to have fun. It is such a fun week and the kids are going to have a blast. If you're having fun, the kids are going to have fun. If you need anything, do not hesitate to reach out, as we are all happy to help in any way possible.
The forest full of trees.
Oh, there you are. Hi, I'm Mr. Mike, the Elementary Program Director, and I'm so glad that you've joined me today for VBC training for youth leaders. You guys are amazing youth leaders. I've always said we have the best youth leaders in the entire world. And I'd put you up against anyone, including adults. So sometimes, though, we kind of hear that, or we feel that we are looked down upon by some adults in the classroom. But the Bible actually has something to say about that. In 1 Timothy 4:12, it says, do not let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. So, that being said, respect is something that can be given, but it can also be lost. And when it's lost, it's sometimes hard to get back. So we want to make sure that we set a good example when we're in the classroom. That's the best way to get respect, not only from your co-leaders who might be adults, but also from the kids who are in the classroom. So make sure that you're setting a good example. You can do that by being responsible. Be on time. Make sure you're there even a little bit early if you can. And also communicate with your other leaders who are in the room. One thing that we've heard in the past, we've actually had some youth leaders who had kind of wandered out of the room without telling anybody at all that they were leaving and just kind of wandered back into the classroom. We would rather you not do that in VBC. Rather, if you need to leave, and sometimes you do, that you communicate that with all your leaders so that they know that you are leaving and when you might be coming back. That goes as well if you're not going to be there on a particular day. Make sure you communicate that in advance so that people can, your team can be prepared on what to do. So other things you can do in preparing to be good leaders as youth leaders is to set some boundaries with the kids. Some of the things you can do is give clear instructions on what's to be expected and what is allowed. And things that are not allowed would be things like no piggyback rides, right? No letting kids sit in your lap. No pictures of kids. Make sure we don't have pictures of kids being done. And also no food or drink from outside. That doesn't mean that you can't sit down and have a snack when the snack comes to your room. But we want to make sure you don't bring in any coffees and stuff like that you're eating in front of them, because that'll just make them want to have what it is that you're having as well. And then you want to make sure you focus on those campers, right? And use kind and friendly words to them. But we want to be friendly with them, but not necessarily be their friend. Because when you're be their friend, or you try much to be their friend and kind of become their friend, all of a sudden you've changed the dynamic of your relationship. You are now one of their peers, and they're not probably going to respect you or listen to you as well as if before, by just being friendly, you're actually a leader who they are going to look up to and respect. So make sure that you do that as well. Using those positive words, for example, like if kids are running the hallway, don't yell, stop, or don't yell, slow down. Just simply say, walk, please. Those words are much kinder and much more acceptable, and probably will get kids to listen to what you're saying as well. So when communicating to a child, make sure you also get down on their level. So if they're down on the ground, you want to make sure that you get down there as well and kind of eye-to-eye contact with them so that you can communicate to them that way. It's a much better way for them to be able to feel that they are being valued and seen. Also, we have a thing that we've put into place called an acronym called TUMS, T-U-M-S. The first thing stands for touch. Make sure when kids come in that you're giving them some type of a touch. No, not hugs as far as not hugs. We do have huggers in our groups. And if you have those, make sure you just kind of give them a side hug, a thing like that. But otherwise, you just give them some fist bumps and some high fives when they come in. In fact, if you do that, the first thing they come in will be something to look forward to as well. And then also the U in TUMS stands for using their name in a positive way. A lot of times you can do that by saying, oh, I love the way Maggie raised her hand when she wanted to talk. Those kinds of things will actually go a long way to making people, again, feel valued and seen in the classroom. And then thirdly is the M in TUMS is to make eye contact. We talked about before about being down on their level. But when you're talking to the kids, make sure you're looking directly at not just one, but look around at all of them when you're talking. Make eye contact with everyone. And then the last part of TUMS, the S, stands for smile. Let's try that. On the count of 3, everyone smile. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it can be kind of hard sometimes, can't it? But I guarantee you, when you smile, the more you feel better, and the more the kids around you are going to feel better as well. So there may be some behavioral issues that are taking place in your classroom. Talk together again as your team, how you'll handle those. I believe there's some things in the book that address how you can handle some of those behavioral issues to get kids to kind of turn their behavior around a little bit. If you're continuing to have problems with kids' behavior, what you can do is contact the people that are in charge of your particular area. That is, again, I think Nick may have mentioned that. If that's kindergarten, if you're in a kindergarten class, that would be Miss Laura Riffle. If you're a first grader, that would be Kathy McDonald. If it's a second grade, it would be Ivy Colgan. If it would be third grade, it's Elizabeth Holland. And then third and fourth, and then of course fifth, you have your youth staff that are there, red students, and then you have anyone, Mr. Nick or myself can also be able to step in and handle any of those behavioral issues that you might be having as well. I also want to mention something else, and that is we want to make sure that you limit the amount of phone use you have while you're at VBC. I know for teens, I have them in my house, my family. And being on your phone is just a part of who you are, right? You guys, I think, almost think you were born with a phone in your hand. And so it's hard to kind of manage that. We want to make sure that we're focusing on the kids and on the things that they're needing to learn and building relationships with them as opposed to being on your phones. So here's the thing. We know that this is done at school, and this is what we call a phone vault. And we will not be using this at Vacation Bible Camp. However, if I hear that there's a lot of you who are on your phones, or if I walk by your classroom, or Mr. Nick, or any of the leaders walk by your classroom and see that you're on your phone, instead of actually engaging with the kids, we may need to dig the vault out and collect some funds. Just saying. Keep that in mind. So lastly, I want to make sure at the end of the day to make sure you stick around and don't bail early. Make sure you stick around and everyone help clean up your area and your classroom and get it prepped and ready for the next day. So that when you come in on that next day, everything's fresh, everything's ready to go, and you're ready to greet those kids when they come through the door. Lastly, I'll say this: on the Monday and the Tuesday of VBC, I'm going to be having a thing called a youth leader debrief time. It'll be at the end of the day, at the end of when you're done cleaning up your classrooms. I'll give you the spot where we're going. We're just going to debrief about how things went in your classrooms that day, what things went really well, what things didn't go very well, what things can we change, what things would you like to add, or maybe some issues or problems that you're having, dynamics in the classroom, that types of thing. So make sure that you come to that and make sure that we can talk about and address those things. Also, if you would email me, mike.petersma@resurrection.church. Email me your name, email me your favorite beverage of choice, and your favorite snack. I'll do my best to have as many of those things at those debrief meetings on Monday, Tuesday as I can so that we can enjoy our time together. So I look forward to being with you guys, and I'll be seeing you in just a few weeks.
Get me